What's going on, guys? Nick Lesagore here.
Brandon Delakier.
Dennis Pynn.
Exit 12.
Homebrew.
And Woodshed Brewing.
In the house. We are here.
We know technology.
We are technology whizzes, the three of us. So we're here today, a brew day that has been a long time coming, I'm sure, for all three of us. We're very excited for this very special brew day. We are making a Milkshake IPA. It is a collab, or in Dennis's case, a collab, where Brandon and I, the three of us, collaborated on the recipe, and we said, you know what, for this Milkshake IPA, let's do a cereal theme, and let's do two different cereals. We're brewing the same grist, same yeast, same hops, two different cereals.
You like that cereal? No product placement here.
We got the legitimate stuff. Pebbles, fruity cereal.
Fruited Pebbles cereal.
I don't know if you can see it, but Dennis went out, he got himself some marshmallows, the knockoff stuff.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
You know the stuff that doesn't even come in a nice little boxy box? It comes in that old plastic bag.
Yeah. Brandon and I, we're out here, we're throwing money up in the air. We're killing it with the legitimate cereal. And Dennis went out and got marshmallows. Some could say the marshmallows are his lucky charm, to give you an idea.
Some probably wouldn't say that because it's dumb, but Nick did. That's cool.
So we're doing this collab here. We're really excited. The grist, we're no boil hops on this. No boil hops. We're going Citra and Galaxy in the Whirlpool, and we're going with Citra and Galaxy in the dry hop. We're going to utilize the dry hop that Brandon and I have kind of really stuck to, which is a day at the end of fermentation.
Yep.
And then Dennis said, you know what? Let's throw in some Pilsner malt in this some B. And I said, all right, that's going to be his contribution. So we're going in heavy, 5 pounds of the Pale Ale Golden Promise, 5 pounds of the Viking Pilsner malt. Dennis whipping out his unit and saying, this is my contribution to the beer.
His brewing unit.
His brewing unit, that's right. 2 pounds of flaked oats. 2 pounds of flaked oats, 8 ounces of Carafoam. I added a touch more than Dennis did because it's what we had in stock and I just wanted to get rid of it. 8 ounces of acid malt and 8 ounces of honey malt. We added a full box of fruited cereal in the mash. We are adding a full box of fruited cereal in the mash.
Boom.
No rice hulls. We're on the Anvil. Dennis has a propane situation going on. We're really excited. Dennis is adding 5 ounces of marshmallows. Is that correct?
Yep. 5 ounces, yep.
5 ounces of marshmallows. So it's going to be really interesting to see what these adjuncts do to the beer and how and at what additions they do it. It's going to be interesting considering we added a full box. Dennis is just sprinkling in a little bit. And we're going to be utilizing, if it calls for it, Brandon's really hoping it calls for it, we're going to be utilizing a flavoring, a fruited cereal flavoring that we got off of ooflavors.com.
Yeah, so I think that while the mash is good, I'm not too sure if we're going to get that ultra fruited flavor. So we both bought some extract that we should be able to use if we need to. But we want to make this thing a fruity disaster.
We do. And we're utilizing a pound of lactose. I think about 10 minutes left in the boil. So we really want to get the pound of lactose is really going to add that creaminess, the mouthfeel, give you that kind of impression of milk. And speaking of milk and cereal, ooh, I made up a little ditty, a little thing.
Yes, Mr. Baker Man.
That's right, Mr. Baker Man baked me
the Pillsbury Doughboy.
And this is, I made homemade breakfast cereal muffins for Brandon and I to enjoy this morning. Dennis
can watch us enjoy this.
You can watch us enjoy these. Fruity Pebbles in the mix, Fruity Pebbles on top, and then a little bit of that special Exit 12 icing to cap it off. That's right. So eat and enjoy.
I don't want that Exit 12 icing. I don't know what that is.
So we're really excited.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
One bite, everyone knows the rules, obviously. And these are fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
You like them?
Oh, very good.
Brandon's face loves them. His jowls loves it even more.
Rude.
It's a Monday, so we can do that.
Yep.
We're not going to continue on so you guys can watch us eat. On to the brew day. Let's mash in.
He's an idiot.
Alright guys, we're putting in our fruited cereal Pebbles. We are not getting sued like that one company.
The brewery.
We're gonna put it in with our flaked oats.
Mix that shit up with your hand, motherfucker.
Okay.
That shit on nice and mixy.
All right, guys, here we go. Time to mash in on the fruited cereal Milkshake IPA collab, or as Dennis would say, collab, with Woodshed Brewing. He's over there, we're over here. Let's do this. The addition of the Fruity Pebbles, because it's hot
Fruited
water.
cereals.
I keep forgetting. It smells fantastic.
Smells like Saturday morning.
It's actually a pretty good name for a beer, Saturday morning at something. Saturday morning cartoons or something.
Look at this. Fruity Pebbles,
Cereal,
flaked oats.
fruited cereal. I
I can't believe I keep forgetting to do that.
think it's gonna be a good fit. We are not really worried about being sued for a homebrew, but
You never know.
if you listen to our podcast, latest episode, you will get why we are doing that.
All right, Talkie, grab the rest of it. Here we go. We are cranking along. Far from full bore here, but there is no sign of a stuck sparge. 0 rice hulls. An entire box of fruited cereal, and what was it, 2 pounds of flaked oats, and just 0 sign of any type of even remote stuck sparge. So looking good so far. All right, we just hit the end of the mash. We're gonna ramp up to mash out now. We're gonna hit it at 170. And once it gets to 170, we're gonna let that bad boy sit for about 10 minutes or so.
Like all that
It's a
stuff.
lot. I mean, the thing about us is we probably like a guest room now, but it's not like the size of our house is not an issue. What's an issue is
Having 2 children.
All right, as you can see, here is the spent grain. We're about to start sparging, but I thought it'd be interesting to show you. It looks as though there's little speckles of blue and red, but it looks as though the heat from the water has really done a good job melting the cereal. But here we go, we're on to sparging. While we're waiting to get up to temp here for boil, we've completed our sparge. I wanted to show a little hack that I created for the last brew day, and I recorded some footage but didn't find it very usable, so I'm going to do it again here. I've created a situation for this big malt pipe to go into. When we're done using it, it's got a pot here, the handle's sitting on the lid of a 5-gallon bucket, and what we also can allow that to do is continue to filter, and we can take the runnings and throw them in the boil if we want to. It's something just easy, something cool to use, and something that we really hadn't had a solution of what to do with the small pipe other than just putting it in the 5-gallon bucket, and it doesn't fit, so it slumps over and then it's hard to get out. So this is a perfect remedy for the situation. We can just pick this all up at once with the malt pipe in it. I can bring it out back and dump the grain. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Fat boy.
Rude.
Rude, I'm out of here.
Sure, it's 10 a.m. on a Monday, but it's brew day, and we're on vacation. Let's have some Always Faithful West Coast IPA, 6.2%. All right, we have 2 minutes left till the end of the boil. We're gonna add a full teaspoon of yeast nutrient, not Irish moss. And then we're also gonna add our pound of milk sugar. Oh yeah, look at this, folks. Look at this, folks. Creme de la creme. So creamy. I'm so excited about this. I haven't brewed with milk sugar since I think August when we did our Imperial Stout. 1 pound going in. 1 pound already in. Nom 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 nom.
Alright guys, so we're ready to whirlpool. So we took this cam lock whirlpool arm we have, that's really for the Robo Brew, and we sort of just connect it to a cam lock, connected to our pump here, our Blickman Riptide. Then we just take one of these handy dandy clips we have and we just clip it down. And we're good to go.
Got about 3 more degrees to go up, and then we're gonna start this whirlpool.
Alright guys, 2.5 ounces of Citra, 2.5 ounces of Galaxy going in the Whirlpool. Got a nice little Whirlpool going.
We love the strength that the Riptide gives us on the Whirlpool.
Look, that's different. So yeah, all the brewing stuff. It's like 50 years old, got to go to brewing one. So you're selling all this stuff. Paul worked out his face, all this. Pretty much the Lord had it from Lord. They went for school, and a bunch of guys all worked out. All that training.
Here we go, we're cooling down after a 15-minute whirlpool. And as you can see, the jaded Scylla is doing its job as it should be. And the beer smells absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited to see how this comes out. Nice Milkshake IPA. Nice hat. Exit 12 Homebrew Lifestyle Podcast.
Listen to it, please. So next.
On all your podcasting platforms. We are on our way to finishing this brew day.
Alright guys, we are done. We're at our pitch temp. We're just going to transfer using the Riptide into the fermenter. We're going to naturally let it get up to 10 psi. We're going to pressure ferment on 10 psi for this bad boy. Let's do this.
How's the billboard going over? Yeah, perfect. Let's record this conversation.
No, we're good.
How's that Bill's Mafia billboard going over right down the road from Foxborough?
I haven't seen it. There's a Bill's Mafia one? Nice.
You've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You've seen it.
Can you see the... Why, you can't see it.
How am I gonna talk?
What are you talking about? How you gonna talk? It's right there in your face.
All right, I'm not sure if you could see that or not, but we are sitting at, for an OG, 1.073 Kabbalah Bang. We were shooting for 0.69. It's the first time with the Anvil that we've actually hit above on the OG.
Yeah, it was, we were struggling, efficiency, most of the brew day, par for the course. But at the end, we pulled it out like Brady in the fourth. And we got that OG that we wanted, and we're pretty happy campers.
That's right. Dennis is brewing right now with Dave from Big Dog Brewing, both Bills fans.
Yeah.
I had to mute Dave because of his loud mouth.
Yes.
Being a big Bills fan had to happen in order for us to do this last bit. Otherwise, he said he'd be yelling Bills Mafia as he flips us off on our laptop right now.
Ridiculous.
But we hit 71.2% efficiency. Really excited. It's the highest efficiency we've gotten in the Anvil. Really pumped about it. 5.5 gallons. We had to tip the Foundry quite a bit, but we made it work.
Yeah, we got everything in, almost the whole thing, hot particles and all in there, but it'll clear out and we'll be good.
Yeah, and it was a lot of what we had to do. Having to go back and adjust our numbers even more. We're going to be adjusting our quart to pound ratio, which we're finding is probably a little off. We're at 1.7. Dennis brewed at the same quart to pound ratio, and we ended up pretty much dead nuts on our numbers. Dennis's FG, or OG rather, was 1.074. So we're pretty much right there with each other, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We're going to pitch the yeast now, call it a day. We're going to dry hop when the beer cleans out, when it's done fermenting, and then maybe we'll be adding some of that Fruit Loop extract. Let's hit the pitch. Let's hit the pitch.
You're dumb.
You.
Alright guys, ready to pitch? Imperial Juice. We did a starter, 24 hours, and we're ready to pitch. Let's get it.
Are you serious?
Listen, it's like, shut up.
All right, Brandon just pitched the yeast. I'm gonna throw on the spunding valve here. We have it set to 10 psi. We're gonna let it naturally come up to 10 psi through the fermentation process, as opposed to hitting it with the 10 psi automatically, which is what we usually do. And at the end of fermentation, or just barely at the end, we're gonna hit it with 1 ounce, 1 1/4 ounces of each Citra and Galaxy. And we'll test the beer right before, and if we like where it's at, and we won't add the fruity cereal extract, but if we don't like where it's at, we'll definitely be experimenting with that to add it, to increase that fruity cereal kind of quality in the beer, and maybe help bring out some of those milky aspects that with which we utilize the milk sugar.
Spoilers, we're gonna add it.